deal with the Ahri. You could just drop the Unraveled Earth. It's very difficult for her. And you look at what RNG have, they're going to have to be stepping into this Unraveled Earth. All of these pebbles right there to kind of either set up like Tongyuan. He's going to have a similar window. 1 and 2 items for Ahri is really where she kind of gets into her stride. Eventually, she can pick up enough AP to kind of do some more. See this dive onto top lane.
RNG going for an aggressive dive on the top side. Sheer had no chance of getting Mega, and Milky Way just runs straight into the tower and says, I'll take that first blood to RNG. On the other side, Saro making a play towards Lala and Jachi on FPX's side, and it will be Dre landing the final blow. So both teams, both junglers, making plays on opposite sides of the map.
You saw it right there. Everyone stopped auto-attacking, and then as you through the wave, as well as then having that slow, which is so dangerous for a Jinx. You're already kind of missing out on damage. You really want that positioning now. Walking straight into this Thresh.
Yeah,
gotta be careful. They can turn this now.
Right there. Crashdown doesn't connect onto anyone. Meanwhile, Care now stuck in a 1v2. The Unraveled Earth does slow Milky Way down. The Wind Becomes Lightning does not connect, but Tongyuan has the ultimate first. Spirit Rush will take him down.
Oh, man. They were already starting that. We saw that Milky Way had kind of really in a pretty tough spot.
So right now, very clear dichotomy of the map. Top side, in favor of RNG. Bot side in favor of FPX, albeit very slightly, especially because bot was not the one to claim that first kill on the bottom side of the map. So overall, RNG feeling pretty comfortable about where things are at as long as they can survive this play down here. Weaver's Wall comes out from Care. This time he has his ultimate. It's going to be flashed away from here by Jachi and Lala, but Lala will be the sacrificial lamb, and bot finally gets on the board.
And while they do survive, losing the flash and the cleanse from Hero Feli
to extend the gold gap separating these two teams. FPX in a good spot down there. RNG know it. They're trying to do something about it potentially with Milky Way and Tongyuan headed down there for the bottom side for a second, but immediately opting instead to focus on the mid lane potentially as Care could be in some trouble now. Gets hit by the charm. Nice combo in terms of damage. Just no opportunity for Care to do anything, especially without his flash.
Great punishment. Like you were just saying, they knew he didn't have the summoner spell, so they go immediately for that kill.
Assisted by Tongyuan for the third, and also allowing for RNG to have prime positioning around this.
Oh, they're just going to try to force for it.
That whole next major objective, and yeah, they're going to win this race easily, especially because they got such a big head start. So FPX might be able to get some plates on the other side in response, but that is already RNG, I believe, picking up that feats of strength for themselves.
Yeah. And the teleport comes in. I mean, you've got Lila here as well. Xiaoxu should be able to pick up the rest of this wave. Dragon, I think, should be here for FPX. I mean, for RNG. Milky Way, you're in the position for it. If FPX are not able to get either a kill or maybe force some more summoner spells out from this is a huge win for RNG.
So they are overloading towards this top side of the map and just not able to find anything. Zatsu pops the ultimate. Lola throws out the Dark Passage, and just nothing comes of the 4-man play of the top side of the map. So Milky Way now able to pick up this dragon as well. I think you can make it 3-0 in terms of the feats of strength, although that doesn't necessarily add anything. Rocket just not nearly in time.
Yeah, doesn't end up...
Haven't seen too many big plays so far. We'll see, of course, what he looks like in the team fights once he hits Mega, plays with that timer and things like that. But right now it's been Zatsu kind of dominating this lane.
So this is the nerd in me, and we'll see as they're trying to go for the setup with the teleport here from Tongyuan around the mid lane. There's no objective to play for. Oh, it is the Herald spawning in 20 seconds. But I kind of want to see if I know they can't know, but I need the Chinese observers to please click on Jiaqi, because I want to see if he is going for like the lethality maxing out Aphelios build, so like going for Emax second, or if this is just going to be a normal, pretty standard game from him. I kind of want him to be targeted so I can see how much attack speed he has, because he only really has the Berserker Greaves as his boots or in choice in terms of attack speed. So. But that build is really dangerous, especially since there are some tanks. Alongside this Collector, you have so much armor penetration early. It is something to think about.
RNG looking like they want to try to fight for this Rift Herald, but a really nice Weaver's Wall separates Milky Way from the rest of his team. Thankfully, the Crescent Guard allows him to mitigate a ton of that damage sent out by Care. Now Tongyuan dashing over the pit, finds the charm just onto Saro, and Saro is taken down. That's the jungler for FPX out of the picture as the Rift Herald is alive.
Does Tongyuan go for it again? Doesn't land the charm this time, but Herald is up and available. This has been a really well-played game coming in yet again. Milky Way utilizing that ultimate makes it so it's impossible for FPX. And now they're just playing in a fog.
And it's played beautifully combined with Lola. Joey is able to get out safely though, and there's Sheer hitting Meganar and landing a 2-man stun into the wall. Now stuck in a 1v3 though, just out there a little bit too quick before the rest of his team can respond. Joey trying to buy some time with the Magnet Storm. Bot does not have much mana. Jachi's flashing over the wall, and Milky Way's there to help him out as well. It's a double kill for Jachi, and RNG take firm control of this game in the topside river.
That's a huge fight here, and now Sheer just too far. At this point, you need to be able to call back the troops and find your way back into this fight, but Bot has to overextend himself. Tongyun's in a great spot to pincer the rest of this fight, and FPX just look a little lost in this game, and that is kind of the criticism we've had for both of these teams, both here in the LPL and in Demacia Cup so far this year, is their leadership, their in-game shot calling has not been the cleanest.
And that is what cost them last game, and what could cost them this one. Around 4,000 gold is the lead. Get some of it back with Sheer taking out tower down on the bottom side of the map. But all of a sudden, that lead that we were talking about for Bot, it's all gone. Partly because, you know, Jachi was able to get a bunch of kills in that fight, but also that's a hull breaker here on the Jinx, so not going to be doing a ton of damage, especially in these team fights.
So hull breaker, yeah, this hull breaker build is really funny because obviously it's like a bunch of just raw AD that you can get for yourself, but it is like a Kraken Slayer Part 2. A long time to kill, especially for some earlier game teams, and it also just shreds your resistances while you're fighting it. So if the enemy team walks up on you and you've been fighting it for like 10, 15 seconds, you're gonna get ran down. So got to be very careful. If FPX can find this opening on this mid-tier 1, I think it opens up a lot for them. They're going to use this to potentially walk down bottom lane and open up for Sheer, buy him time on the map. Send at him, he's more than likely going to have to get hit by it. And with both of the summoner spells up, that's going to be a pretty costly investment. This Scryer's Boom is going to finally see that RNG have started this objective up. Sheer does have his Meganar coming up, and there's a teleport that is available for him.
Hook from Lola instantly goes in onto the Rel. Remember, with this Otacon buff, if it's picked up, that will result in some resets, and right now FPX doesn't want that to happen, but already the kills are starting to fly. The ultimate from the Gnar does connect onto Jachi. Looks like the FPL is going to live for just a little bit. Meanwhile, we see an engage of junglers on the other side. Finally, Jachi will fall, but on the other side of the fight, Care is taken down by Zatsu. Now, Milky Way looking for some kills in a 1v2, but already low on HP. Sheer really arriving to this fight in a big way and allowing for FPX to pull RNG off the objective for now. Tongyun and Lola, the ones still in this fight, but they're not going to be in it for long as they head back to base.
Oh, I was so worried right there.
Eventually, that does benefit FPX a little bit because Sheer is able to kind of pick off his targets one by one.
Oh my god. I love that we saw that. Oh, Jachi actually just got... Wait, they found a pick on a Sorrow. Are they going to go for Otacon or are they going to go for Baron? It did just spawn at 20 minutes, and it looks like they're going to go for this Baron instead.
The trade could either be Dragon here for FPX, but they want to go for the fight. They know that they cannot afford to give this up with the lead that RNG already possesses. Zatsu getting spotted out.
There's no Lantern now.
But there's really no way for FPX to even get into this pit. They're going to have to just try to pull off a Miracle Steal with a Jinx Rocket or something. In comes Sway. Got to find the kill first on the Lola.
There's the resets.
This is excited. This could be a good opportunity for FPX. Sheer not close to Mega, though, and that will allow for Milky Way and RNG to claim the Baron Nashor and go back to base home scot-free.
Now with Sorrow up, I really do feel like FPX, you should be looking to start this objective now. You know that they're going to be missing out on some of their key spells. There's no summoner spells, but big ultimates still here for RNG.
Yeah, so RNG opting not to go back to base instead. Looking to make sure
no flash, he's dead.
Bot is just caught out. No boots, no life for the Jinx. And Tongyuan is the one to pick up the gold. Moonlight Vigil will only hit onto Sheer. It knocks off the Steric Shield, and that will allow for RNG to pick up another objective on the top side of the map. This Otacon almost assuredly theirs, unless Sorrow can find some sort of steal. Has the Arctic Assault and a Smite available, but Zatsu doing a good job at blocking the Sejuani from getting over the pit. It's Milky Way securing the Smite, and RNG up. But after that, they really can't go that much further. But then RNG, they kind of fake out the backs a little bit. That gives FPX the confidence to try to go for this objective.
I mean, for one, this Talia ult gets him quite a bit dead. I mean, it's not quite kind of on top of him yet, but he knows, like, oh, okay, this wall's just going to sit right next to me and not actually stop them. And then Sheer just leaves him alone. They didn't have vision onto where Tangyuan was, so turns into a kill. And now with this Baron, they're just breaking down turrets. They've got themselves the grubs as well. They've got 3 grubs to help with some of that turret take. Kair's recalling here. I don't think this is going to be the end of the game, but if they find a pick, they probably are going to look for it.
Yeah, Tangyuan setting up that wave nicely to allow for the rest of his team to immediately join him in the mid lane to take down the second inhibitor of the game now for RNG. Finally, Kair is back. It's going to be a 5v5 under the Nexus turrets if RNG want to start it. Question is, do they want to pull the trigger, or will they just wait for these minions to wear down these towers, play the long game? Looks like they're gonna wait, not wait very long, as Tangyuan forces the flash out of Kair. Moonlight Vigil with the Infernum doing a decent chunk of damage, and the Glacial Prison from Sorrow does not connect. But on the other side, Zhao Tzu getting chunked to half HP, having that Steric Shield pop. That's a decent cooldown, as well as the flash gone for the Renekton. He'll be able to TP back, but that's already one Nexus turret down. Milky Way dashing in, using that Crescent Guard to knock Sorrow away. Gonna have to go back to base with that death, but with the Otacon, it should be enough for RNG to push for the end. The next at half HP, they're just forcing themselves onto the crystal, and it's Zhao Tzu coming back with the teleport, going in.